AFR On Demand is brought to you by Breck Golf. Try Beaver Creek today, just 20 minutes from downtown Baton Rouge in the Zachary area. They've got a PGA Tour driving range, a short game practice area, 30 to 40-yard practice shots. It's a great place to chip and putt and practice if you don't have time for a full round. Book your tee time today, golf.breck.org, golf.breck.org.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride! You can't handle the
Riot Radio Hour.
Let's do that again.
Guess who's back again?
I want some more.
The Riot Radio Hour.
Well, let's start the insanity. Giddy up.
With Matt Moscona and Ryan Theriot.
Let me find out you wearing Spanx the hot.
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
Mute. So. We're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there. Make it a good one. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you are driving home with us. Yeah, Brett? Yeah, Brett. And new sponsor of Hour 3, the second Riot Radio Hour, our friends over at the Spine Center. SpineCenterLA.com. SpineCenterLA.com. Not just in Baton Rouge. Lafayette, Hammond, Walker, Lacombe. We're going to serve all Louisiana. If you dream of a life free of back pain, Spine Center, here to help. Request an appointment. Learn more. SpineCenterLA.com. SpineCenterLA.com.
They're the best.
They are. Got to have dinner with Dr. McCarthy and Dr. Herod about a month ago. Went over Spine Center a couple weeks ago. We started doing some remotes over there, some shows over at the clinic. Awesome people, man. Dr. McCarthy's from Michigan. Dr. Herod went to Harvard. I mean, dudes. Dr. Boussaire, who does pain management. I've been a patient of Dr. Boussaire's in the past. She's awesome. Great team over there, man. Great team. SpineCenterLA.com. Spine Center. You got back pain?
Yeah.
I'm not asking. I'm just saying.
No, I'm answering though. Yeah.
SpineCenterLA.com. Do that. I'll tell you what's a pain in my neck. This LSU baseball team right now, huh?
You mad at him?
Huh?
Well, pretty good.
No.
See what you did there? Yeah.
Let's try that again. You got back pain? Well, I'll tell you what's a pain in my neck. This LSU baseball team right now. I'll tell you that much.
No.
All right. Okay, let's get into it. So Tigers have lost 3 of 6. They lose to Northeastern. They lose to UL Lafayette. Give me what your observations are. What are you seeing?
I'm seeing a weekend rotation that's very good, pitching wise. Roles are starting to get figured out. I think that the depth on that side is not great yet today. I think it can get better, and I think it will get better. Look, I watched the UL game, and I can just tell you that they hit and run, I think, 3 times in the first inning. Like, sometimes games just go that way. The atmosphere was amazing. Shout out to the Cajuns. I mean, you could feel the energy, and they just flat out beat LSU, and UL is a good team. Now, is LSU a better team? And if they played a 7-game series, would LSU win? Absolutely. I mean, that's why, baseball is played out that way from a series standpoint. So that one didn't bother me a little bit. The Northeastern one did not bother me a little bit. The McNeese one did.
Wait, why didn't Northeastern bother you? That one did. That was embarrassment. I mean, that was a lifeless embarrassment.
And which tells me that, maybe the guys are tired, maybe, but after you get kicked in the teeth like that, you're supposed to, bounce back pretty quick. I mean, you're supposed to feel that, okay, that sucked. We were undefeated. We lost the game. All right, regroup, start over. Now let's get it again. I mean, the thing that is a bit concerning is it has lingered where you've got 3 in a row now where they just haven't played great. But let me say this. The offense and the pitching staff and the offense are not going to be great both at the same time every game. Good teams find a way to win those games anyway. You pitchers aren't clicking, the offense steps up, puts up a ton of runs. Offense is just not doing their thing. Pitchers has to go in there and shut the door. I mean, that's the mark of a good team. I would not expect any of Jay's teams, if we've learned really anything, that they're always peaking at the end. The championship teams, we see them at the end of the year clicking on all cylinders, and they almost seem unbeatable. And so if you're going to go through this is the time to do it. But, every championship team that I've been on, and if we go back just in the recent history of the LSU championship teams, I think we could point to definite leaders on those teams. Guys that were like the dudes that took the bull by the horns, and really, if you have to rely on the coaching staff to lead and get everybody going, then it's not going to be a good season. It has to come from within the clubhouse.
Who do you think that was last year?
You had some older guys. I think Tommy was pretty good. Who else did you have on that one that were
I'm talking about last year. You talking about Tommy White?
No, that was 2 years ago.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about last year.
Who was the so last year you had
I'm thinking of program guys like Pearson. Is Pearson who you're talking about?
So
like
Pearson,
Beloso and Dugas from 23.
100%. 100%. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Guys like that. Who else last year on that team? You had
Jones.
Yep.
Was Jones a vocal leader in the clubhouse?
Yep.
I mean, we don't get to see the clubhouse.
Jones, right? Pearson. Yep, that's that group. Yep. But the Beloso and Dugas, I mean, that's what you're looking for.
I mean, Dickinson was a starter but a transfer. Did he come in and make an impact?
Probably not. It would be a Jones. It would be but you need Blair Barbier, like that type. You need Gavin Dugas. You need and so I think those guys are there. I mean, I watch Gavin Guidry. It's always hard for a closer because he's in the bullpen the whole game and you can't really interact. So, I mean, it's hard for that guy to be that guy. I would love to see Aaron Beatty kind of step into that role. Jake Brown, which I think both of those guys, Aaron Beatty because he's a catcher and those guys are just kind of born leaders. But Brown's been here. He's a Louisiana guy. I mean, that would be awesome. I don't think it's in Milam's makeup. He's quiet, just kind of a to himself guy, which is fine. But that's quite honestly the secret sauce to holding up the trophy at the end of the year is, is really what we don't get to see as fans and spectators and what happens in that clubhouse, and how those guys gel and mesh together.
So that's sort of an intangible component. Is there anything on the field, position-wise, personnel, that you might like to see tinkered? Because Jay did allude to that.
Second base.
Jay did allude to maybe making some personnel changes.
Yeah, second base.
What would you do there?
I'd put Ruckert out there. Yep.
Jay always leans offense over defense. I think everyone agrees. Ruckert, look, in fairness, Ruckert kicked the ball on Monday.
Yep.
But, he leans offense over defense.
Mm-hmm.
But then the question becomes, what do you do when Dardar isn't performing? Because Dardar's down, around 260. I'll look it up.
Look, he is, and there's some glaring. This is why Jay kind of made that comment about the hitting, which and I'm glad he's doing it. But there are some glaring things offensively that definitely need to be addressed for sure.
What?
Guys trying to hit the ball 5 million feet rather than just squaring it up, and there's multiple. Like just square it up, hit the ball, good things will happen. You're seeing, to me, it's just too many strikeouts.
Dardar's at 265. York is down to 256. Milam's at 260. I mean, you had all these guys that were raking the first couple weeks that you've seen their averages come down. So you'd like to see change at second. What about at first? Because I think that's something.
Yes, 100. Yeah,
I think that's something we could see. Muse and I were talking about it yesterday.
Yeah,
Braun's a guy who maybe gets a look over there. See.
Yeah, and look, I'm pretty familiar. I mean, he was one of the guys that was in our little infield group, and can definitely play first base. I mean, he's pretty good over there. I think you'll see Braun, maybe a Braun Pearson platoon at first base, but
you gave Pearson a shot there on Monday, and he was really bad defensively.
Yeah.
Like it was a liability,
which is weird because I mean he's an infielder, played third. Yeah, I mean, I loved that Daniel Harden got a start. To me, he has to get more than one start. Like I would love to see you throw him out there for a week and see what happens. You know, you mentioned Braun. We already know he can hit. But like a Ruckert, for instance, it's really unfair to the kid offensively to be asked to pinch hit and then bunt and then pinch hit and get a hit. I mean, it's really hard to get in a groove that way. Like give him 2 or 3 games, you know, or a week, and then let's just kind of see what you got after that. A little disappointed in Reeves, honestly. I thought he was going to be able to bring a little bit more to the party, and he still may at some point. But yeah, second base and first base, left field. Probably what I would look at.
Yeah. Reeves is hitting 227, by the way.
This guy I really thought was going to be able to swing the bat. And he's still, it's early. I mean, we're talking about these averages like, I don't know, would the guys have 30 at-bats, 40 at-bats?
Yeah. So Jake Brown's at 60. Curiel's at 54. Caraway 42. Aaron Beatty 43.
Yeah.
Milam 50. So right around there.
Yeah. I mean, you're 2 games away from boosting your average, you know.
Yeah, no doubt.
100 points. So, yeah, man. I mean, look, those are the things. I think defensively they haven't been great. We expected that. But, you know, the pitchers, the pitchers are going to need to be able to get in there and throw strikes. And, I mean, that's kind of the thing.
All right, we'll come back. We'll come back. I do want to talk about, Jay alluded to this, like him sort of got a fell on the sword about the schedule, right? 14 games in 19 days or whatever it is, or 20 days. And that he shouldn't have scheduled it the way he did. I want your take on that, getting in a groove rhythm. We'll get all that when we come back. We're brought to you by Arco Power Systems, arco.com, ARCCO, arco.com. Remember, this is Generac Industrial Generator Power. That's what we're talking about with Arco Power Systems, ARCCO, arco.com. Go to arco.com, all over Louisiana, Alabama, Texas, Arkansas. Gigantic footprint. This is industrial Generac generator power for your business, and everything is turnkey. They sell, service, install. They can lease you that industrial Generac generator as well. Power goes out. What do you do for your business to get it back online? You call Arco Power Systems. Do it now. Arco.com. ARCCO. Arco.com. Arco.com. All right, it is after further review. Hopefully, before we get out of here, we'll have the starting lineup for tonight's ball game. We'll run through that. We'll wrap up the hour in about 30 minutes with Ask Ryan. Ton to do. It's a Friday edition of AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. We're not going to come back and continue to break down this LSU baseball team. What's gone wrong here over the last week or so? Stay here. It's AFR.
After further review.
We're brought to you by the Watermark and the Renaissance. Watermark Downtown, Renaissance Southtown. Of course, Watermark Downtown, Baton Rouge, Renaissance there on Bluebonnet. Baton Rouge's premier hotel properties. Renaissance is where the LSU Tigers stay every Friday before home football games. If you're hosting an event in 2026, call my friend Allison Crump over at Renaissance. She's actually the events coordinator for both Renaissance and Watermark. So if you're interested in having your event at either of those properties, she can help get you situated. I love what we always say. They're in the business of saying yes. So if it's, a board meeting for a dozen people, when we had our Louisiana Sports Night launch party, we did it at Renaissance Baton Rouge in that area between Tallulah and the Terrace, which is their outdoor bar area. They had a portable makeshift bar they set up in that area for our clients, set up a riser where we did AFR. They can manipulate their space to fit whatever event you have. Wedding receptions or fundraisers and everything in between. It's Watermark and Renaissance Baton Rouge.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
Riot Radio Hour, presented by Spine Center, SpineCenterLA.com, SpineCenterLA.com. Want to be rid of back pain forever? Quick recovery process. They're the leaders in minimally invasive surgery. You could literally have surgery and be on the beach with your kids the next day. It's a real thing that happens over at the Spine Center. SpineCenterLA.com, bringing you the Riot Radio Hour, number 3. Okay, so we were talking last segment about this LSU baseball team and some things you'd like to see change. Jay Johnson, after the game against UL Lafayette on Wednesday, said he effectively just he fell on the sword for his team and said he takes the blame for how he set up the schedule. There's 2 4-game weekends they've played, and basically cramming all these games into a small window and not being on a more normal schedule of a 3-game weekend and your 1 game in the midweek. You buying fatigue or being out of routine for any of the shortcomings?
No, not really. Not really. I mean, you say that if that would have been the case 3/4 of the way through the season and then all of a sudden you have 2 4-game weekends back to back, I would say yeah. But, I mean, what routine? They really don't even have a routine just yet. So, and that's probably part of the pro ball of me talking to, like, when we play, we'd have 1 day off in a month.
Yeah.
You go play. I mean, that's kind of the deal. And I know these guys aren't used to that quite as much, but on the flip side of that, playing travel ball and if you're coming straight from high school, I mean, they play like a lot, like way more than this. So I don't really buy that. Is it a good narrative, and is it the right thing for your leader to do? 1,000,000%, but no, I don't buy into that much.
He took he took the arrows to the team. I mean, it's a good thing for him to do because his guys know publicly he's got their back. But I think everyone sort of it was my first reaction. Kendall Rogers said it here yesterday on the show. I think everyone sort of agrees that for that to be and listen, maybe he does change things next year with how he schedules. I can understand, like, you got to get 56 in, and he's trying to get as many of them in before they start conference play. So I get what he's doing. If you're playing the Yankees, I get it, but it's no disrespect, but McNeese and Northeastern shouldn't present the challenge the way that they did. I mean, it's baseball, and you can lose. It's not so much that you lost; it's sort of the how it all transpired. Which I gave the example when Wednesday in the 5th, the first batter. The first batter that Plog faced was the tapper in front of the mound. It was after LSU scored 2 on the homer by Caraway. The first batter of the next inning, I think it might have been off a binge, was a double down the right field line, but it was just a little flare down the right field line. But dude was hustling out the box, and Brown was a little slow getting to the ball, and Kid turned it into a double. Mm-hmm. And just like that, boom, nobody outrun her on second. So that was just an effort thing. Like, they played harder than you did. And coming off the Northeastern loss, that's where I was kind of that's what surprised me. Was you were embarrassed Monday against Northeastern. Your backups darn near rallied and pulled you all the way out. You lose 13-10, and you go on the road into that environment. And to not show up in a big way was a little concerning. Let's flip it to about what you do like so far with 1 weekend to go before conference play. What do you think is maybe the most encouraging thing about this team, which is a ton of talent, obviously?
I mean, to me, the most encouraging thing is your Sunday starter is better than everybody else's Sunday starter. I mean, and that was the big question mark that we had talked about earlier. I've said it multiple times, like who is William Schmidt going to be? And does he stay the Sunday starter much longer if he continues to throw the ball the way he's been throwing the ball the last couple outings? I mean, the stuff is electric. We've always known that. And I've just watched the kid since he was 8 years old to now, so I know his personality. Like, nothing's going to bother him. He's not going to get full of himself, and he's just going to be the same as he is. And if that's what we're going to get on Sunday, man, that's a pretty comforting feeling. So that's a very important game. And you turn a 2-win into a sweep, or salvage a series winning 2 out of 3 on Sunday against the opposing team's Sunday starter. Because most of the time when those games are played, they're played Friday and Saturday, like the matchup game, The opposing team will flip their Friday night guy to Saturday. Like, you don't see them flip them to Sunday, really. So that's the most encouraging thing. I think, Caraway's been I knew he could hit just from what he did, but, how does that translate? I think he's a hell of a player, doing great, really swinging the bat well. And so, those are 2 bright spots. kind of think I know what we have with the other guys, and it's just an experiment at first base. I don't know that it's an experiment. Maybe he's just kind of slumping a little bit because all I heard all fall is like this guy can really hit. I mean, I watched it with my own two eyes in a scrimmage, him turn around 97-mile-an-hour heater and put it, 15 rows in the stands. His next at bat did the exact same thing, with an upper 90s fastball. So I know it's in there, but yeah, I mean, the most encouraging I would say would be our Sunday starter right now.
You kind of alluded to maybe if he stays there. You're talking about moving him up in the order. Why?
Yeah, I mean, I don't love what we have Friday and Saturday right now.
I'm a little surprised. I mean, I can understand Evans as he's transitioning to becoming a starter, but Cooper Moore's been outstanding.
He's been good. No, he's been good. Look, I'm with you. He's been good, but just when you think of Friday night starter in the SEC, it's a heavyweight fight.
I kind of think of I kind of think of what Mainieri when he had there were the back-to-back seasons in 11 and 12 when he had Gausman and Nola in their freshman years, and both threw back of the order. And Gausman was the best pitcher on the staff, but Kurt McCune was the Friday night guy, who was also a freshman, by the way. And that team missed the postseason. But Paul didn't want to dump all the expectation on Gausman as a freshman of being a Friday night guy. And the same thing, well, I'd say the same thing the next year with Nola, but you had Kevin Gausman at the front. You had Gausman needs Nola. I mean, you had 2 first-rounders ahead of him. But I kind of look and just say, like, are you trying to maybe insulate Schmidt, your first time being a starter in the rotation, from having to have all that pressure? I know they did it last year with Cade Anderson. Very similar trajectories here. But if you have other guys, like, is it worth maybe not only quote unquote protecting him, but also just what you said? When you have that ace in the hole on Sunday, who else has that?
Yeah, nobody. I don't like the insulating him deal. I mean, he's pitched in plenty of big games. He's not a freshman. So he's been there before, and so I don't really love that, but I do love the advantage you get on Sunday. I mean, I definitely do.
It's a real thing, man.
Yeah.
I mean, most programs don't even have a true set third starter. I mean, the 2 championship teams didn't have a guy that was a true set third starter. Jay's 2 championship teams didn't have.
No, I mean, if the College World Series started today, he's pitching one of the first 2 games, I would say, if it started today. I don't think you can take the chance of that guy not throwing in your first 2 games.
Well, I think this is an interesting hypothetical, but I think what would happen is if you, under that hypothetical, if you lost the first game and then your season's on the line, then he would throw out of the bullpen in the second game if you got into a sticky spot. Because I guess you saw that in the regional with Little Rock, where when Cowan went out there and got roughed up, they went to Evans, who was awesome. So I understand your point. I don't think you get eliminated without. It's an interesting hypothetical. I don't think you're not getting eliminated without that guy taking the ball at some point. But obviously, if your season's on the line, you're managing with a different approach.
Sure.
We're months away from having that conversation. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how it transpires. There's another guy who I know you love. I want to ask you about Devin Sheeran. Let me quickly remind everybody about Parish Restoration, because I know you love Devin Sheeran. We're going to talk about that. ParishRestoration.com, ParishRestoration.com. Kill mold, remove odor. It's a patented, non-toxic dry fog treatment. So 3 things I always say: patented, non-toxic dry fog. Patented, nobody else can do it. Non-toxic, so it's safe for your family, your pets, your plants. And it's a dry fog. So you don't have to worry about spraying that fog and it getting into your home and being on, you're not cutting sheetrock or pulling up carpet, or you don't have to worry about your furniture. It's a fog, so it'll get into every nook and cranny. They'll close up the door and the windows. They'll let it dwell. It'll kill everything down to the spores, mold, other harmful pathogens. It'll clean, sanitize, deodorize. It's Parish Restoration. Check them out. Get your quote online, ParishRestoration.com. ParishRestoration.com. Okay, what do you love so much about Devin Sheeran, who 6 1/3 has not allowed a run? He's allowed no hits. He's walked 2 and struck out 13.
Yeah, that's what I love.
His whip is .33.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I love about Devin Sheeran.
Oh, my God. Why is he so effective?
The heater is electric.
Why?
Locates it, throws strikes. I mean, he's throwing upper 90s.
There's a lot of guys on the staff that throw upper 90s. Grant Fondo throws upper 90s.
Yeah.
Rizzi throws upper 90s.
Cooper
Williams throws upper 90s.
He locates his breaking ball. The velocity is real. The fastball's not straight. You know, he's got some movement to it, and he can locate his breaking ball. His breaking ball is a true wipeout slider, you know, that is a strikeout pitch all day long. And, you know, the key to hitting guys like him is I want to try to eliminate one of his pitches so I can focus on the other one because they're both really, really good. Now, if a pitcher's coming out of the same slot and you can't differentiate between those two pitches until the ball's halfway there, oh, and by the way, the guy's throwing 99 miles an hour, then you have the Paul Skeens effect. The difference between he and Skeens is Skeens had 2 more pitches to go along with that repertoire, plus he was a starter. So Skeens is throwing 4 pitches. Sheeran's throwing 2 right now. I don't know if he's got anything else. And he's not extending, but I'd love to see if that guy can extend. I mean, he is nasty. That's what they're doing, is trying to add one more pitch to get him to extend. But, yeah, man, I mean, for an inning or 2, good luck.
Have you seen the video of Skeens that Pitching Ninja did when he releases 4 pitches? Wait, here it is.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, the layover.
The layover?
Yeah. No,
It's like, Paul, can you pull this back? Yeah, or whatever. So when it comes out of his hand, the ball travels, I don't know, 30 feet, and it's all in the same spot. And then, they just scat. You got no shot. When one of those is 100 going up and away, you got no shot.
You have to you guess. I mean, the only way to hit him is you guess what pitch is coming. That's it.
I mean, that is one of the most. One's 100 up and away, 95 down middle, 88 low and in, 85 up and middle away. Yeah. I mean, what?
Yeah, good luck. Nothing in the square, by the way. Notice that.
Look at the 100. The 100 dots the corner. Pull it up again, yeah. Paul. Look at the 100. Watch the 100 dot the upper left corner. Dot.
Jeez. I mean, yeah. That's
Cy Young.
That's right. That's why he's the best pitcher on planet Earth.
That's why we're going to see him Monday in Houston.
Literally the best pitcher on planet Earth right now.
All right, it's after further review. We'll check, see if when the lineup's posted. Is it posted? If you check? Oh, the lineup's posted. Okay, thanks, Muse. All right, so the lineup's posted. We'll take a look at it when we come back, and we get to ask Ryan to wrap up the show in about 15 minutes. It's AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
AFR.
Get Gordon. Get it done. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. You've been injured in an accident. Not your fault. Do what injured people in our state have done for 3 decades. Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. Doesn't matter what type of accident you've been in, car accident, big truck wreck, if it's a slip and fall, workers' comp. If you've been injured and it's not your fault, Gordon and his team will go to work for you. I've told you about Gordon. Of course, he's been here on the show plenty, and he's a good man that cares about the communities he served, and it's why he gives back in so many ways. I know we have fun talking about NIL and all the G team members, and we've talked plenty about the laptop giveaways at graduation and the bicycle giveaways at Christmas and all the different ways that Gordon and his team gives back to the communities. But the core, obviously, of what they do is personal injury. If you've been injured in an accident, let Gordon and his team go to work for you to get you what you deserve. So go to getgordon.com, getgordon.com. Get Gordon and get it done.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
Hey, remember Tuesday, great veterans event over at Don Juan Cigar Bar, 6 to 8 p.m. right there in Town Center. Enjoy a fine premium cigar, cocktail, and honor our veterans. If you're a vet, love someone who loves his country, loves cigars. Great event at Don Juan Cigar Bar in Town Center this Tuesday from 6 to 8 p.m. Lineup is posted for LSU and Sacramento State. And there are some changes, as we assumed there might be. Jay Johnson alluded to the other day. So Kason Evans will get the ball and be on the mound tonight. This is how they'll line it up. So Derek Curiel will lead off, play center. Jake Brown will bat second and be in right. And then Stephen Milam will be in the 3-hole playing short. York will stay in the lineup and bat first, and play first, and bat fourth. Braun gets the start in left, and he'll bat fifth. Caraway moves up into the order to the 6 hole. That's because you have a change here at the bottom. So in the bottom third, Dardar is going to DH. Aaron Beatty will catch and bat 8th, and freshman Jack Ruckert will play second, get his first start, and bat 9th. So Curiel, Brown, Milam, York, Braun, Caraway, Dardar, Aaron Beatty, Ruckert is how they'll line it up tonight with, again, with the big changes being Braun in left, Dardar DHing, and Ruckert playing second. Your thoughts?
I love it. I think it's good. I really like Braun. I think left field, if you're going to have, an inexperienced defender, that's the place you put him. I'd rather have seen Braun in his natural position if you want to get him in the lineup, and that would be first base. But you bring York in to hit homers. He needs to hit homers. Like, he needs to kind of figure it out.
Why not DH York and let Braun play first?
And you could.
And then you could have started Ruckert at second. And then what do you do in left?
You're DHing Dardar?
No, I'm saying you DH York.
Yeah, who's DHing? Dardar's DHing now, right?
I'm sorry, today, yes, Dardar's DHing today. Which is a little perplexing to me. I mean, Dardar had a great start to the season. We were talking in the break about Braun swinging hard. Dardar's a guy that never gets cheated on a swing.
No, he doesn't.
But he's seen that average. And what I loved about Dardar early in the season wasn't just that he was swinging hard and getting key hits. He was getting on base.
He's getting on base.
And we've just seen all these guys, the numbers plummet. So if you're Jay and you've seen all these batting averages go down, what are you
approach, man? And it's
so what define that, what you're looking for?
It's man, we'd be here all day. Because for every one of these guys, it's different. From what they're thinking when the at bat starts, as opposed to what they're doing in the cage to prepare for the game, are two totally different things. Does the approach during the at bat change with what the pitcher's throwing? Are they game planning properly? I mean, there's so many things that we could talk about. When I say approach, I mean that's just it's a broad thought for these guys. But what I'm seeing specifically is the front side of the hitters, which would be their lead arm, their lead shoulder and front hip, front foot is kind of yanking out toward the pull side. Which to me says, man, they're trying to do too much. They're trying to hit a 10-run homer, right, with nobody on base, and so really just kind of you can learn a lot from takes and you can learn a lot from swings and misses. When you really slow that down, but for each guy it's different. I would say swinging early in the count for some guys is a great thing. You look at Zach York, a guy looks like Paul Bunyan, but he's swinging as hard as he can. I have seen 2 or 3 dudes kind of get a little bit in their legs too much. Milan being one of those guys, which tells me when hitters do that, they're just trying to put it in play. They're getting real low and they're just trying to poke it. It's not a real relaxed look or setup. The whole hitterish look, thing. And to me, that just looks like a forced swing. The only guy that's swing has stayed real consistent thus far would be Jake Brown. What's Aaron Beatty's numbers look like?
Aaron Beatty's hitting 279. His on-base percentage right now is .404. So he's walked 8 times. He's got 13 strikeouts, which that leads the team.
Yeah.
So that's the thing with Aaron Beatty, which was the counterpoint I was going to make about Dardar, is his on-base percentage is 500 because he's walked 14 times, which leads the team. So he's got 14, and then York's got 13. So Jay, after the game, was on Wednesday was talking about approach. So I wanted to give you space to sort of explain what you mean there. But I think that's his thing is you got to draw walks. You got to take your hit by pitch. You got to get on base, put pressure on the opposing pitcher, defense. And then when you have the opportunity with guys on base, you got to put it in play and get that runner home from third with less than 2 outs. And you got to continue to affect the scoreboard. And probably the reason Dardar and York remain in the lineup is because they get on base, because they draw walks. And I think York leads the team in hit by pitch. He's at 6. So he's at 6, Milam's at 5. So I mean, York's got 13 walks, which is second, and he's been hit 6 times, which leads the team. So
yeah,
he gets on base even when he's not hitting the baseball.
Right, and you need you need your guys that are stars, that are really, really good players, to be really good players too.
Yeah.
In the moments when they're looking for that big hit. And look, I don't like I said, the approach thing is something that's really hard. If you got specific and you said, okay, what does player A's swing look like today? What would you do from an approach standpoint? I would need to see the pitcher and what's going on there. So, I mean, it's a hard thing to do. When Jay said he was going to kind of dive head in and into the offense and take that over, that's probably what he meant. Like, I went and saw him this week, and he was sitting there watching film, writing notes down. So it's like, he's if I would imagine he's taking his notes, he's going to meet with these guys individually, and he was going to give them their approach and their plan for this weekend or for this specific pitcher. Say, hey, here, I want you to do this. And a lot of times simplifying things for the hitters, man, it makes it great. Like, you don't predicate your happiness on hits. You don't want to have to get a base hit to feel good about yourself. You want to do what you just said. Hey, man, go give me a couple of walks today. I just need you to get on base.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you to be a hero. I just need you to get on base. I'm asking that guy behind you to be the hero. But he can't unless you're not on base, unless you're on base, excuse me.
Sacramento State is going to start Ethan Lay. He's a righty. 2.29 ERA. He started 3 times. 24 strikeouts and just 2 walks in 19 and 2/3 innings pitched. So he's their guy at the front of the rotation. For as much as Sacramento State, and I haven't seen them play candidly, but as much as they don't hit, they got a cumulative 211 team batting average. And they've scored 4 runs in the last 3 games combined. Like, this is clearly not a very good offensive team, and they got a big challenge against this LSU rotation this weekend. But they'll pitch a little bit. I mean, the staff ERA is 4, and they got a couple of guys in their rotation with sub-3 ERA. Lays at 2.29, and then Kurt Martin has started a couple times. And then Carson Timothy is the other guy that started 3 times this season. But Lay's their guy with the 2.29 ERA, as I mentioned, 24 strikeouts and 19 and 2/3 innings pitched, just 2 walks. So he'll throw strikes. Good opportunity for your offense to get going.
Yeah. Look, and throwing strikes early in the count, get some guys on base, move the ball around a little bit. Maybe do what UL did. Maybe hit and run and just get some action, get something going. I think it'd be a great plan.
Riot Radio Hour brought to you by the Spine Center, SpineCenterLA.com, SpineCenterLA.com. They can do minimally invasive surgery. A lot of times people are nervous. I get it. It's back and spine surgery can sound scary, but it doesn't have to be, and it doesn't have to stay like that. If you got back pain, Dr. McCarthy, Dr. Theriot, our friends over at the Spine Center can help. Get that appointment today at SpineCenterLA.com, SpineCenterLA.com. All right, yeah, we got one segment left to go here on a Friday edition of AFR presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. When we come back, we'll do Ask Ryan to wrap up the show, so you can email, tweet us, or text us your question. Text 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Ask Ryan to wrap up the show next.
AFR.
If you want to feel like your younger self, Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness can help. Yes, part of what they do, ED treatments. Yes, people look at the name and the logo and they chuckle. It's a good attention-grabbing name and logo. But ED is only a part of what they do. This is a holistic approach to feeling better from the inside out. Hormone replacement therapy is something we've talked about here for years. Men, women, young, old, it's about how you feel. It's not about your age, it's about how you feel. And sometimes you don't know how bad you feel until you start feeling good again. And a simple blood test can let you know if you're a candidate for HRT. It's affordable, it's effective, it's safe. So many men and women right now are on HRT. I would also encourage you, if you're at a clinic currently, it's worth giving Goodwood a call. The lowest prices, never any contracts, yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
Down the stretch we come. Final segment here on a Friday edition of AFR. Presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar in Town Center. Always a great opportunity to get by, watch your favorite sporting events, TVs everywhere. Great selection of whiskey, premium cigars. Remember Tuesday, great veterans event going on over at Don Juan Cigar Bar there in Town Center. Get on by, check them out, 6 to 8 p.m. at Don Juan Cigar Bar. All right, it's After Further Review. Wrap up the show today with a little Ask Ryan. Remember, if you missed anything, AFR On Demand, presented by Brett Goff. Will Clapp was here in hour number 1. That's Saints assistant Will Clapp, who's here in hour number 1. Talked about Brian Kelly. An interview, a long interview today on Sirius XM with Dusty and Danny in the morning. Talked a little bit about that in hour number 1 as well. Do you think he'll coach again? 64 years old.
I definitely would not if I was him. How many years does he have to get paid out?
Through 2030?
Yeah, I'm good. No, absolutely not. I don't think
2032 maybe? Yeah. He's on a 10-year deal and he coached 22, 3, 4. He coached for us for 6 years? So 2032?
No, he ain't coaching.
2031, 2032?
He ain't coaching. No. Would you coach again?
No. But I also understand that what wires those people differently is that they don't know how to quit. I think the difference, though, for Kelly at 64 is the experience he had here was an illustration that the game has fundamentally changed from what he did for 3 decades, where you recruit and develop. He said it in this interview. It's no longer about development. It's about roster building, not development. And he said during this past season, when we're asking about having a general manager, it was Austin Thomas at the time. He said he never wanted a general manager. He said that's why I never took any of those NFL jobs, And he said, look, working with Austin was great and all that sort of stuff. But I don't think it was necessarily a knock on Austin Thomas. I think it was more just that it's not how Brian Kelly wanted to build a roster and coach and all that sort of stuff. So I just don't think that the setup of college football today, the structure of it, is something that appeals to him. I think it's pretty obvious.
And he's making glue every year for doing nothing.
Yup. Heath asked Ryan, should we try to steal more, put on the hit and run more, a little of both?
Yeah, look, I love the hit and run when your team's not clicking on all cylinders offensively. It just takes the thought process out of it for the hitter totally. So, yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Jay ain't afraid on the safety squeeze now.
Yeah, to steal a run on the safety squeeze, but that's different. I'm talking about,
I know what you're talking about.
Get guys going, You have to hit it. You must swing here.
The P-Money special, huh?
I put the hit and run on with nobody on base before.
So you're just putting the hit?
The must swing. Hit and run. The hitter's like, wait, huh? Yeah.
So just swing.
You're swinging. I don't care where it is.
What if it's 5 feet in front of the plate?
And you got to swing at it, just like a hit and run.
That's stupid.
Just do it 3 times. It takes the thought process out of it for the hitter. It is stupid. It's very stupid, but funny.
That is pretty funny. What do the guys say to you? Coach Ryan.
Yeah, Coach Ryan. Really?
There's nobody on base.
Yeah.
Who's running?
No, they're like, do it again. They're like, do it again, and then I put it on again. Like, do it again, and I put it on again. All right. All right, Coach.
Coach, for there to be a hit and run, someone has to be on base to run.
Yeah.
Coach Rhino.
Yeah.
Sean asked Ryan, do you think Braswell has a future pitching in the bigs?
I don't know the answer to that. I've never seen him pitch. I've seen him throw 1 or 2 bullpens.
So you have seen him pitch?
No, I've never seen him pitch in a game. He's been wearing shorts and a t-shirt. You know?
Goes pretty hard.
Yeah, a lot of guys do. Goes hard. I like him.
Me too.
I hope he does.
Me too. We're brought to you by South Point Volkswagen. Get back to your questions here in a second. SouthPointVW.com. New and certified pre-owned in Baton Rouge and online at SouthPointVW.com. SouthPointVW.com. Great opportunity this weekend. Get by, take a test drive. Any of those beautiful brand new Volkswagens from South Point Volkswagen, all the different IIHS top safety picks. Go test drive you an Atlas or an Atlas Cross Sport. That's what I drive. Or a Jetta or whatever. Shop them online, then go test drive today. Louisiana's largest volume Volkswagen dealer. Style, feel, performance of luxury without the cost and the best people. Driving a Volkswagen, it's experience. It's all about experience. It's fun. Go test drive one today. Airline just north of Highland or SouthPointVW.com. South Point Volkswagen. What's your direction? Oh, the LSU football team was in Tiger Stadium today. You see this? There's a video they posted on social media. So they're working out at the indoor. And then Coach Savage I don't know if this was impromptu, but he had them run from the indoor to Tiger Stadium. And then they did a workout in Tiger Stadium.
I love that. That looks like a lot of fun.
They had stationary bikes set up on the field in Tiger Stadium. Like 25-yard line stationary bike. How'd they get out there?
That's great.
Who brought the stationary bike to midfield?
That's some more student workers.
I saw it. So Kiffin posted a video. He was out there. So a lot of people were asking, like, can't really be coaching on the field right now. Well, he wasn't coaching.
He wasn't coaching. He was just watching.
Watching them work out. So it was like a running impromptu running session. Spring football.
Very cool. Yeah.
Spring football in 18 days.
Let's go.
Come on, Tiger.
AFR.
Getting on down the road, we remind you about the Williamson Eye Center. Call 924-2020, 924-2020. You want to see 2020? Call 924-2020 for the Williamson Eye Center. WilliamsonEye.com, WilliamsonEye.com. Hey, look, if you want to get rid of the contacts and glasses forever, or if you're like Papa Cricket over here, who now all of a sudden can't see anything, and holds his phone away from his face like this.
And I make the face.
We gotta do this. Where you gotta make the face where your nose goes.
Yeah.
Like this.
That's what I do.
You get this. When your nose goes down, you go. Because like that's getting you like maybe a centimeter more away.
Yeah.
You can't just do this. You gotta go.
Yep.
Anyway, when you do that, or you can just stop doing that forever and just see. What would that be like?
Be good.
It can happen. WilliamsonEye.com, WilliamsonEye.com.